In the world of film, there are certain movies that stand above the rest, casting their shadows over everything that comes after. Each week, we discuss these keystone films and the copycats that they inspire. This season on Keystone Copycats, The Point Breakdown. Hello and welcome to Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I, of course, am your host, Zach, and he, of course, is your other host,
Chris. And Zach, how do you feel about this movie we did this week? Let's just jump right on in.
Oh, how do I feel?
Big sigh.
You want to know how I feel?
Hey, no, I want to start with some chit chat, like you always
want. I love
want.
chit chat.
And
hey
just
there, buddy.
You wanted to jump right on into this movie because you're so excited because you liked it so much, you know. I can't read you sometimes. I think that's the problem.
Sir, I'm not a book. How dare you?
The way you got all that printing on you. I couldn't think of a tattoo joke in time. Something.
All right.
You got tattoos, and then they're letters on your butt.
You have more lettering tattoos than I do.
Prove it. This is radio,
I have
sir.
photographs. I'll post them. Nudes. Post all your nudes.
I wish you would. I got a story that I'm not allowed to tell.
Oh, no.
See, the problem is like a third of my stories I can't tell on
Yeah.
here.
You definitely told me a story earlier today that I know you're not allowed to tell on the air.
Oh, about the corn cob?
That's right.
The corn cob posse?
You're
We'll
a
leave
little
it at
close.
that. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, I was trying. Someone was trying to jump me into a gang.
Yeah, and I mean, God willing. So,
hey, buddy, how you look so good?
I look so good.
It's hot in here, man.
It is hot down here. I don't know why.
I think they need to know, like, if we sound like we're perspirating. Is that a word? Did I say it right?
Perspiring.
How is perspirating not a word?
Because it isn't. The same way that conversating isn't.
I'd accept it.
I wouldn't.
I'd accept it. Like, if you said it, I would be like, I'd have my arms crossed like, I get it.
And then everyone after you would believe that that was a real word.
The best
and you
part,
wouldn't have fixed the world.
The best part about my job is that I'm talking to strangers and they just want me out of their house for service calls. So I get to say stuff like that all the time. I constantly get away with all these words that I make up that I think they're real. And then when I use them here, you correct me.
I tell you that they're not real.
I don't like that.
And then you weep openly.
I love being able to do anything I want when I'm at strangers' houses. They just don't know.
What a sentence. I love being able to do whatever I want at a stranger's house.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
okay.
But when you add that accent,
sure.
It seems a little, you know,
what do you mean?
A little diddle.
Are you trying to say that talking like this makes you sound dumb?
I just like, maybe it's just me. I just like the power, you know? I'm a power kind of guy.
I thought you were going to say passion. I don't know. I just like the passion.
I mean, it's passionate.
You're passionate about the power.
I feel a swoon afterwards.
Oh, man.
Is that a word?
I mean, yeah, you didn't use it right.
What do you mean? What's swoon then?
You feel a swoon?
It's a swoon of ducks.
No.
A swoon seems like foul. like you know, F-O-W-L.
I'm going to, instead of saying things are foul, I'm going to say birdly.
F-O-W-L foul. But
like
the
waterfowl. Like if they
yeah.
swam near your beach at the lake, you might get swimmer's itch and then deny it for some reason.
Do we want to talk about your marriage, or what do you want to do?
No, did we have we?
Nope, we haven't
on this show.
Yeah.
I think the answer is no. Have we talked about the
foulness of your marriage?
Rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about it.
We
Okay,
did
good.
It on a Monday.
Oh, on a Monday.
You wouldn't remember because Mondays.
It smelled like lasagna to me. That story smells like lasagna. It's rich and meaty.
Yeah, see, I don't like that you had to go to me. I normally start the stories over, and then you're like, stop it. We already did this.
No, that's true. I just can't remember because
I'm okay doing the same show over and over.
Well, this week we're talking about Sugar and Spice.
Mondays.
I'm sure you heard enough about Mondays on Monday.
So before I came over,
Yeah.
I was eating pizza without my shirt on because,
Sure.
I was at home. So,
Anything special or Mio's?
oh no, frozen.
Ah.
Just a frozen. I need to eat because I normally don't eat till like 4 or 5 anyway.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I get the sugar woes like, hey, it's time to eat because you're about to fall over. And I was in the mirror getting ready for the show, and I looked down, and I was like, oh no, I got another mole because I need to, like, this is a problem for me. And I looked down, and I pulled at it. I'm like, this sucks. And then it was just like part of the crust. I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh, good.
So I don't know if
My
anyone
pizza
out
mole.
I don't know if anyone out there has ever looked down and been like, "Oh no, what gross!"
So-
and really, it's just like, "Oh, it's the food I ate because I'm a piece of shit."
Look,
who
no,
eats
we're
with a shirt
we're
off."
looking for good recommendations for like a good pizza dermatologist. That's what we need.
Like I want him to identify what kind of pizza it was that I was eating, not like the
He's
the
gonna be like
toppings,
DiGiorno.
But yeah, because
What
that,
kind of frozen
'cause
pizza
that-
do you get? This is
'cause
a dumb conversation, but I'm interested.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know what it was? Was it a
I
Tombstone?
have no idea.
Huh.
I buy whatever's on sale, and it
I don't even pay
constantly
attention.
changes. So I don't know.
The other day, I got one of those.
I would like to say Red Baron.
Yeah, the other day I got one of those Red Baron mini, like, thick deep dish kind of mini pizzas.
Mhm.
It was weird. I'm not gonna get those again.
I don't care when I'm eating frozen pizza. Normally, it's because I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah.
If I don't eat, I literally eat any like
Yeah.
Jack's, Tony's. I will
Oh,
eat
they're
any
bad.
trash pizza.
I remember when I
will
was a
eat
kid, we got Tony's. We were a Tony's family. I think it's because we didn't have any money, but we would get Tony's, and then every now and then we'd get Red Baron, and that was a treat.
Yeah, exactly. You know where I draw the. First off, I don't like the self-rising DiGiorno's. I think they're dumb.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't like- I
Self-rising?
don't like the DiGiorno's. I don't like
Oh,
self-rising
DiGiorno's
pizzas
fine.
or DiGiorno.
I don't know what
DiGiorno.
self-rising
Can't say
pizza
it.
is.
It rises on its own
All
via
right.
heat, which kind of makes it not self-rising.
I think all
Heat rising.
sure
You know,
self-righteous pizzas more like it.
Yeah, they're shaped like a cross. Right across from Go Fuck Yourself. So where I draw the line is Tostinos. Nope.
Oh, Totino's is bad.
It's not real.
Your ex-wife used to
Yeah,
buy
I was
these
about
like
to bring-
65-cent
I was gonna bring it up.
Totino's cheeseburger pizzas and was like raving about them, and I was like, "You're disgusting."
I wanted to bring up we're not poor anymore, right? We don't have to eat this.
Right. Dude,
trash.
even when you are, you don't need to eat that. Like, she worked in a restaurant,
I don't get it.
you know?
I don't get it.
Yeah, well, you know.
I mean, you live and you love, right, Zach? You live and you love.
you live and you love.
We're doing that voice again.
And somewhere in the middle, you gotta find time to laugh. We're a
You're a piece of
Karen
crap.
we're a Karen podcast now.
Oh God, let's move on. But what happened to you today? Do you have any good stories?
No, nothing at all. I had a guy come and look at my. We had a guy come and give us an estimate on removing some bushes and trimming a bush
What?
and
I would do it.
yeah, cool. So we had a guy come and give us an estimate on it, and the entire time I didn't want
Zach,
to talk to this guy.
Zach, you just cut it down.
I didn't want to talk to this guy.
You just
So
you go.
But
And
but
it's-
my
yeah,
wife
cut it
wanted
down.
me to like come outside with her while she was doing this. Initially,
because
she was like,
she
"Hey,
wanted
I
you
might
to
not be
a
home."
husband. Yeah.
No, initially she's like, "I might not be home, so can you talk to this guy?" I was like, "I have no idea what you want."
I don't know
In
what
any
that would
way.
cost. I have no idea what that would
Right?
cost.
I still don't.
I
But
feel like it's $20
who knows? But
to cut down a
what I
bush.
did is I very much just like solidified the stereotype of like the buffoon husband who doesn't know what's going on
Oh, a
and
sitcom.
kind of undermines the wife. That's what I did today. It was. I very much felt like King of Queens. Yeah, because I was like, cute little wife, big fat husband, like real jackass. Yeah, that's it. I get it.
So are you gonna go with them?
I have no idea. They were gonna email us a quote, and
Is it gonna keep going like a sitcom where you keep messing up the transaction and
don't
never
care.
and he keeps trying to show up but then he can't because you keep
the thing of it is, she wants like
mudding the water?
there's this big like bush on like the front corner of our house, and it is really big, and it's gotten a little out of control.
Big bush.
But like the thing of it is, she's like, "Oh, I want this down low, like below the line of the of the porch, and I'm like, what is the point of that? I want to block the people. I don't want them to see us.
You know how much it would cost? However much hedge clippers cost.
We have hedge clippers.
There you go.
But no, it can kill the bush. I get it. Like,
I think
once it's gone too far,
gone too far.
Once it's gotten too big, you can't trim it back that far, or it will just die.
Okay.
And then that's stupid. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely fulfilled my sitcom husband duty.
You could dig around and kill some of the roots. That would balance it out.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you even it out. The roots to the leaves.
I have no idea if that's real. I think it's not. But you're a weirdo and have been obsessed with plants before. Do you
Herpetology?
No, that's lizards.
Oh. Well, I mean, they're all right. Not all of them.
You don't plant them.
I hate them. Come to think of it, I fucking hate lizards. What's the other ones? What are frogs?
Amphibians?
Amorpheus? I hate them. Fucking hate them. I like turtles. I think
those are lizards.
And I don't believe.
Oh, they're reptiles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't believe in the lizards that run across the water.
I like lizards.
The Jesus
I think they're
lizard?
Neat.
Nope.
But
you can't just defy physics.
Do you remember that time that you read a book about?
I don't.
Do you remember that time that you read a book and decided that you could subsist entirely on water and sunlight like a plant?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when you tried to
the guy that I believed he was fasting for 6 years and was thriving and then
on sunlight?
Yeah, so I would go outside in the morning and then I'm so dumb. I would take off my shoes and stand with my bare feet on the grass, and for 2 minutes starting up, I would stare directly into the sun. I'm starting to think that these were jokes that I didn't know about. And I forgot about that.
I forgot about it until just now.
It's not surprising that I fell into a cult. It's really not.
Two cults.
Well,
two.
Okay.
Two.
I already did the pizza joke. But anyway, yeah, I don't. Yeah. So there's that. And I hate reptiles. I think we're good. Yeah. I think this is a good way to just transition to the movie.
Yeah, speaking of hating reptiles.
Yeah, this
2017
doesn't
The Vault.
have any reptiles in it.
No. This is a strange movie.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't like it. It felt... Here's the thing. And
guys, you should go watch this movie. Well, I know we got to go over this every week because you just don't listen. You know what the sad part was? I've seen this before.
What?
And I didn't realize until 5 minutes in because it was one of the ones my ex-wife used to like horror movies. So I would I'd watch them, but not really. We'd smoke a bowl and I would just fucking fall asleep or whatever. Here's the problem. I literally watched it again and was like, well, hang on. I think this is going to be the movie. Wait a second. I've seen this movie. Wait, I know what happens in this movie. It was the same series again where I was predicting the movie. I'm like, it can't be this, can it? And then at the end, I'm like, that was it? This is stupid.
Yeah.
The twist was
you already told them to watch the movie, but I wrote down halfway through, James Franco is from the first bank heist. He's the guy from the first bank heist.
No, once again, I don't know how much you want to count it, but I did forget all this movie and was high the first time. So I watched it again, and my first note is that the problem with James Franco is he's such a hipster, it always looks like he's from 1970s. And then I was watching, I'm like, oh, wait, that's right. He's from the original bank heist. That's right.
He makes a comment on, early on.
And my first note... As soon as you start seeing the flashbacks in his head, you're like, well, he's it. He's the dude.
And my first note that I wrote down was, the twist in this movie is that James Franco's house is on fire. Yeah. Because he was like...
Yeah.
My house isn't on fire. And I was like, oh, his house is on fire. That's the twist.
That he was actually collecting insurance, so he set the fire, then went to work. But, I mean, obviously our audience that didn't watch this doesn't know what's going on right now.
Look, you're not going to. Except, just...
Because I didn't do my synopsis. So let's just do that real fast, and then we'll jump right back to where we were. It's not that important. You'll catch on real fast.
Okay, do you want me to do a synopsis?
Oh,
you wrote it down. Okay.
Two estranged sisters are forced to rob a bank in order to save their brother. But this is no ordinary bank. Ellipsis.
No, it's a ghost bank.
So it's a ghost bank, yeah. That's it, ghost bank.
I did write
there was a robbery in 82, and then somehow the ghost got in, and now everything's haunted because they got killed by the original bank robber. And then there's a new bank robbing crew in town, and they find out that there's ghosts there.
So they're robbing the bank. Their brother owes money to some like
Didn't they
white
set that up
supremacists.
like he was going to be sick, and then when he wasn't, you're like, okay.
No, when he'd had his finger cut off, that was dumb. No, but he's
was it
like,
cut off or blown off?
I don't know, but it
He
was
didn't have
missing
well, yeah. I mean, MIA finger. Well,
Yeah.
missing in
anus,
hand.
anus,
MIH.
missing in anus,
No, that's where it was.
snapped off
That's-
in that big
that's-
guy's anus.
That's in the bathroom scene when he was like groaning and you weren't sure why. It was because he realized that he let it go out of his anus.
He couldn't poop it out.
He
Yeah,
was like, oh man.
So, yeah. So and this took me a little bit to work out because this movie is dumb and
Right
bad. No, it's that okay. So he owes money to some white supremacists.
Is that what he said? I didn't.
No,
hear
that's not what he
who.
said. But they said he owes a bunch of money to people, and the guy was like, "We need our money,"
And
he
was
had a bunch of.
he was kind of a half skinhead.
He was bald, and
Mi-
he had white
Michael-
supremacist tattoos.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Michael, I wrote down, Michael was an attractive man if it wasn't for that hair. And then I
it's
realized
bad.
that if his hair was gone, he was bald, he would look like Bill Burr. So I
Oh, God.
kept calling him, in my head, I kept calling him Bob Burr. But he did. He looked like Bill Burr when he's bald.
Bill Burr is not an attractive man.
No,
he looks
but,
angry.
but Michael, what I'm saying is he looked so much worse with that hair.
Yeah, that hair was terrible.
Yeah, he was
it
a
really bad.
semi-attractive. Although if he had a regular haircut, he would be, I think, a pretty generic white guy.
Yeah, for sure. Instead, he has like, he looks like he's an extra in a grunge video.
Yeah, it was shaved on the sides and black mop on the top.
It was bad.
It was weird.
It
But
was
like
bad.
I said, he's a handsome guy.
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah. Anywho, the two
I
the
didn't
two
see
sisters,
the Aryan tattoos though.
they were on his chin.
Mm.
They were like numbers.
Okay.
So it's like 14 and 88, and those are both like white supremacist.
Gotcha. I thought Cyrus had the tattoos on his face. Maybe he also had
The
them.
fat guy with the,
Yeah.
the bald fat guy? No, he had him on his face.
Okay.
Who's Cyrus?
The big guy.
The
big
bald
hu-
guy?
the
The
big-
big bald guy?
Yeah. The big
He's the
heister.
only other guy in the heist.
No, there's Kramer.
Oh,
the
Kramer.
vault-
No,
Kramer's
Kramer
the vault
doesn't-
guy.
Vault guy, yeah.
Yep.
No, Kramer didn't have anything. I'm talking about the big fat guy.
Oh, I'm talking about Michael, the guy with the head full of hair.
No, not him.
That's who I'm talking about being attractive.
No, same. And I'm
Okay.
saying he owed money to the white supremacists. You knew he owed money to the white supremacists because the big fat guy had
Gotcha.
the tattoos.
Gotcha. We'll edit all that out so they won't hear any of that.
We will not edit
They'll
anything.
think I caught on right away.
Um,
They're dumb that way. When we don't tell them things, they don't know.
wow.
They don't know, Zach.
This is live. We're on television right now.
Oh shit, I'm looking.
No, you can't say shit.
Which camera do I wave at?
No, the other one. Well,
Secret
anywho.
camera.
Well, thanks for listening this week.
What
Oh,
was your fucking point?
what
Sir.
was my point? I was telling you.
Oh, okay. Were we done with the Aryan
No, so
thing?
he owes money to the white supremacists.
Yeah.
So he has to do this bank robbery. So he then like gets his sisters to help him with it.
Yeah, and okay, and they're both pretty evil people, I guess.
Yeah, and the
they're
one-
they're taking turns being the bad cop. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
like
and
they
they're
weren't
both
sure
bad
which
at
one
it.
was the bad one.
They were.
But what's
Look, the one
what's a
sister-
triangle teardrop mean?
I don't know. It means they're like into like Joy Division or something. I don't know. It was dumb.
There's the one Leah had like she was
I don't
the
know
one,
the character's name.
She
That was
the one
Taryn
I
Manning?
do. She was the one that had like she had dark eyes, like she was a drug addict. But then she has this. I'm like I don't know if I should make fun of her because I don't know if it's a real tattoo. But there's just a black triangle where a teardrop would be if you
No,
killed
that's bad.
someone. But then she also had a rainbow tattoo on her wrist. I'm like are these real? These are real tattoos?
I don't know. I know that when I,
I don't
looked
know
her
how
up,
to make jokes about it. I know that.
when I looked her up, I saw that she was most known for Orange Is the New Black, which I've never
Oh,
seen.
okay. Okay.
So I don't know.
I have not either, so I will refrain from saying anything about the tattoos because I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're real.
Who
All I know
knows?
is, what do you think it means? Do you think it's the Deathly Hollows?
Yeah,
What should we leave it light like that?
I think it is.
Like she has a stupid Deathly Hollows tattoo.
I think it is the Deathly Hollows,
but stupid.
but stupid.
That's
Yeah,
stupid.
because she's like, you know what? Like, all I need is the death stick, and then
So anyway, I think it would have been more impactful if he didn't owe money, if he needed it for something like a medical thing. Then you would have got more sympathy for the Michael,
Well-
the Michael character, which obviously was the.
And then it's a great
There
commentary on
there
the
isn't
like.
really a protagonist in this.
No, there's no one likable. I mean, James Franco is the de facto main character, but not really.
Yeah.
So no, but it's if it was about health, if it was about needing money for health, it would have been like a commentary on the like late stage capitalism that we live in, and that would have been like, oh, that's
You
interesting.
might have rooted for him, so you wanted them to get away from the ghost.
Yeah, I didn't want him to get
Al-
away.
Also,
But
ghost,
also I didn't give a
ghost
shit.
is pretty like a brief term. Like they were like zombie
Corporeal?
demonic.
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
They
Okay.
were physical beings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
Except when they weren't.
Sometimes.
Except when they were just in your head making you shoot yourself.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Pennywise
Or
thing.
jam a
where
drill
if it-
into your
if it-
head.
like they would allow you to see when they wanted to, and they wouldn't always kill you right away. They wanted to torture you, but they wouldn't eat you. They would just have you kill yourself.
Yeah.
What?
And like, so the whole thing was like,
But only sometimes would you kill yourself. Sometimes they would
yeah.
kill you.
And the whole thing was that in 1982, this guy came in, robbed the bank, kept all these hostages for a week or whatever, didn't feed them.
I think they said like a couple days before he went crazy.
He went
I'm like,
crazy.
That wasn't very long.
Yeah, something like that. And then he, hunted them down, had them shoot each
And he
other
had
in
a
the
Vanilla
head.
Sky mask on.
Threw him in. We haven't talked about Vanilla Sky in a while.
He had a healing mask on.
Yeah, it was from that car wreck he was in with Cameron Diaz.
Do you think that was Tom Cruise? That was the real ending?
I do.
Is this the spin-off to this movie?
I did notice at the end, like the very end, right
'Cause you
before I
never
went to
find out who the
credits,
killer is.
you heard, "Open your eyes."
That's when the hood's up. That's when the hood's up. That the radio station changes from Crimson
and
Clover
Clover.
to Open Your Eyes.
Open.
That's it. That was a good start to the movie.
I
That's
like
a good
that song.
It's a
What
good
is that?
song
Is that
leading
from
in.
Snatch? I know it was on like a movie soundtrack.
No.
I
but
can't remember
give me
which.
a minute and I'll think of it.
I think it was Snatch.
I don't think it's Snatch.
It's from that time period for sure.
okay.
But
We'll come back
no.
on
So
Monday's
okay.
episode
So hang on.
with that one.
So hang on. Like, all right. So the guy
Reset, Zach.
in 1982 goes in to rob the bank, loses his fucking mind,
Tom Cruise.
killing them all. Thomas Cruise. I'm sorry.
Thomas Cruise.
Edge of Tomorrow. So Thomas Cruise comes in. He's trying to rob the bank, I guess. Then he takes all these
Kind of,
hostages,
yeah.
loses his mind, tortures them, sets them on fire in the vault.
Some
all
of
this
them.
crazy shit.
Some
yeah,
of them.
all this crazy shit happens.
Because when they're dragging the one guy in, like who's still alive, so he can set him on fire, you're looking at the outfit and you're like, okay, he's dressed very similar to
Franco.
To Franco, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, that's Franco, and he's the burn victim. So the whole time you're like, okay, he's in there. We gotta spot him. I'm like, okay, that's him. That looks a lot like him.
Yeah.
Because at first you're like, okay, the killer is Franco.
No,
So
but,
let's look
but
at
let me
that.
ask you this.
Okay.
The killer, they say, got away.
Yep.
Never caught somehow.
Never caught. Yeah.
So the victims are trying to kill the bank robbers. Okay, I can buy that.
Yeah.
But the robber is also there. Why? He escaped.
was
He
the-
didn't die there.
Was the robber there? Yeah,
Yeah.
the robber was there. It was hard.
I don't know.
Because sometimes they would have random masks, and you weren't sure which one the killer was
Yeah.
because it seemed like he changed
No,
his mask.
he always had that Vanilla Sky mask.
Yeah, but sometimes the Vanilla Sky mask would be like a different print. It would have
Sometimes
like
it would look a
have
little different.
It would have a red print, and you're like, wait, is there
No, that was
multiple
blood.
versions?
That was blood
Was
from
that it?
like
Was
yeah,
that it?
splatter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not that important to me.
No, it's it's a bad movie, is what
But-
it is.
But sure. But yeah, so the bank robber is also there. The problem I had
but
with
why-
watching
that's what
this
I'm
movie
saying. Like,
twice
I get-
is that leading into it, you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
This is
I thought-
this is going to be like an It Follows thing when you're like, the premise is dumb, and then when it gets in, you're like, this is fun.
I was really excited to like watch this movie and then tell a bunch of people like, "Hey, watch this movie from 2017 that you never heard of because it's really cool." And then I watched the movie and I was like, "Nope, not telling anyone that."
Because for a while you're like, okay, James Franco's the ghost. The reveal's going to be cool though, and then you're like, oh, it's so obvious. That's not going to be it. It's going to be a twist. They're going to twist.
It's got to be
that.
something else.
They're
And then
gonna
I thought,
twist
and then I
that.
thought, oh, maybe Franco's the killer.
Yeah.
Maybe Franco's the killer.
So you go through all these things, and when at the end, here's my biggest problem. Towards the end, I'm like, oh yeah, Franco's the ghost. the perfect time to reveal, or not like it's like a teaser leading into the reveal.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting to the end where like this big misdirect where she sees a picture of him, he's like, "That's him though," and you're like, "Yeah, we already know." The best reveal would have been very close to that moment where the SWAT comes in with their laser pointers on their gun. If they shone through him, that would have been a badass scene.
Yeah, if they could show
Which
that,
doesn't
if
make
they could
much
if they could
sense,
show
but-
that well. But I think that would be hard to. I think that would be hard to portray.
When they were so close to him, you're like, you had the opportunity. Why even do what you did with the laser pointers on the guns?
I think
if you weren't going to do that,
I think that
I don't think they would have had the laser pointers on.
I think that with the quality of this movie, which is low, and I assume it's pretty low budget, I assume that they could not have executed that well, and I feel like people would have seen that and not made that connection from that, but they would have been like, they just fucked up. I think that's what they would have thought. Honestly, yes.
Oh, I would have been excited. But one again, I'm
Maybe.
just a lowly movie critic.
Maybe,
you know
but
what I'm
maybe
talking
you would have
about
been
over
like,
here?
maybe you would have been
It's
like,
look at my face.
that
Where's
laser
the camera
pointer.
at? Which camera's main
hang on,
cam?
let me just.
Oh, you're gonna go.
So,
got a hat in front of my face.
so no, I think you would have just been like, man, it would have been so much better if she saw his picture in the police precinct. Like, it wouldn't have been good. Like, it just
No. So
because it's not good is the secret.
So, I kept making jokes in this movie, like if I was the director, what I would have done, and I would just ruin the movie even more so. But so the V character, one of the two sisters, when they're right before they rob the
Is
bank,
that the one in
they're
the
getting-
interview?
Yeah, the blonde that becomes a redhead or whatever. So she's in the interview, and then like all this chaos happens. There's a fire outside, so the three firemen who come in, they're the bank robbers, and then there's the one angry customer, and she's the sister bank robber, and then the other sister is applying for the job, and she's gonna rob the bank. So they all come in at once to rob the bank. They have a big plan,
And it definitely seemed like that. Like from the opening, I was like, okay,
no, this
okay,
is cool. This
okay.
is a neat idea. And so
Did you notice who the cop was?
Yeah. It was. I mean, you're not gonna know the reference from Rules of Attraction, but yeah,
No. From Extract.
I'm aware.
He's the worker who lost his testicles, and
Yeah,
that's what.
But he's also from Rules of Attraction.
But that's what
and
Gene
so-
Simmons is talking about in that scene that we talked about last week with Mark. When Gene Simmons is up in the boardroom pointing at his dick, that's the guy he's talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
I was so excited to see him.
He's great. The problem is that you haven't seen Rules of Attraction, and it's always asshole on your elbow, right here, an asshole. You're just like, what? Fucking, he's the drug dealer. It's really funny in it. Anyway,
Who's in Rules of Attraction?
James Vanderbeek and Jessica Biel.
Maybe I did see that.
It's the love triangle, and then the guy from Lost, the brother who dies in the first season.
Boone?
Yeah.
Is that the one where there's like that segment where the guy goes to Europe?
Yes.
I saw that like 5 years ago.
You the whole movie?
I think so.
I thought
because
you
of
saw
that.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No,
yeah.
I think it was like
I think you
because
did.
of like college or something.
I think you told me this.
I
yeah.
think I watched it when I was on my quest to watch lots of movies.
So anyway, she's in the interview, and then there's the bank robber. There's a brouhaha going on in the lobby, and then the interviewer is like, "What's going on in here?" and looks to the window, and she comes up with a shotgun.
Yeah,
and it's funny because she says, hands behind your head. And when he's looking all pathetic, I couldn't help but think he would just be like, you weren't interested in the job at all.
Yeah.
He gave that look like befuddled, like, oh my God.
He was betrayed.
Yeah.
So but my second note that I wrote down overall, would you hire somebody to work at your bank who wore a backpack to the interview?
I didn't notice the backpack.
She had a backpack.
But no.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, maybe
Leave that shit in your
maybe she
car.
took the bus.
Don't bring it.
It would pretend on the. It would pertain to the
would
situation.
pretend
it
on
would
the
pretend on
situation.
if we're imagining, Zach. That's what it would pretend on.
So
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I do not care about bank money. Any insured money, I'm like, just let it go. Like, I don't understand why there's bravery in banks. Like, just let it go. Who cares?
last season, I talked a lot about like the hopefulness of time loops and like the metaphor for self-betterment. And this season, all we're going to talk about is why the fuck would anybody try to stop bank robbers? It's federally insured money. Who gives a shit? I get the victims, like, from the previous robbery killing them. Like, okay, that I get. But why would anyone else ever try to stop them? Why wouldn't they just cooperate and be like, get the fuck out, take the money and go, bitch?
Nothing about this is worth it.
Do you think Do you think there was
The only thing, the only way I would try to quote unquote stop a bank robbery is because it's the only way. It's the only time you're allowed to kill someone, and you will 100% get off the hook. Like, you'll be like, no, don't worry. I know you were trying to stop the bank robbery. Like, you could murder someone cold blood, and it would be like, it's okay. It was crazy time. You were trying to save that money for us.
You protected the other hostages.
Whatever.
And then, like, I guess like, the whole thing is, like, they want you. You know what? I'm starting to think that this is propaganda. They want you to think that there are these fucking sociopaths, like the 1982 robbery, that are going to come in and murder everybody and torture everybody, so you should fight back and not help them. But really, like, that doesn't exist. There's people who just want to come in and take the money. They're in a desperate situation. We live in a fucking nightmare. Like,
I have some propaganda too, Zach.
Oh, boy.
And that's the FDIC is actually making bank ghosts that stop robberies.
Look, cool.
I think they're breeding them in basements. Now, you can look into my InfoWars
They started
channel.
in 1982.
I don't want to get... that's all I had for the joke, because I don't want to continue, because I don't want anyone to...
No, because then someone might think it's real. But, like, what I'm saying here is that... Okay, in the duffel bag at the end. So, what's her name?
How did Lee escape? I didn't see it.
I don't know. She went out before he, like, directed her to the pipe. We didn't see her get out.
Okay, so she was just
And
gone.
she was like, yeah, her reaction, he's like, I gotta go back and do something. And she's like, what?
Oh, okay. I thought
okay.
I thought that was V. That's what it was.
I don't know whose name. I don't know.
I thought that was a sister. When she
They're
did
both
that,
sisters.
I know. I thought that was the other sister.
Okay.
That's why I was like, oh, okay.
They both went out through the pipe.
You mean the one where gas doesn't get into?
Yes.
Because what? They open this pipe to escape.
Yep.
He then breaks the gas main and lights it so it blows up, and then the fire doesn't penetrate.
I said she would be
tube.
fucking toasted in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you would.
Right.
Because it's a gas explosion. Because I don't know if you know this about gas. It doesn't just stop.
It goes everywhere.
It's not like big boom and it's over. It keeps igniting.
It keeps filling back
keeps
in. And
supplying.
it's like a fucking flamethrower. Whatever. This movie sucks. Like, I'm bummed that we did this movie because it's so bad.
No, the end of this was kind of like It Follows. You're like, oh, so now he just follows you forever? Like, because at the end, like, we got to start the car because, of course, there's car trouble for no reason. And then she goes to close the hood, and then the killer's there to choke her.
Look, it was a cool horror thing that, like, the song played on the radio on all the stations. That was cool.
A Jeepers Creepers kind of moment.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Every time the killer's around Jeepers Creepers, the song Jeepers Creepers plays, right?
Jeepers Creepers. What a shitty movie.
That's another dumb movie I'm going to watch here pretty soon. But I love...
Where'd you get those eyes?
Who's Tusk? Why can't I think of his name?
Kevin Smith?
No, not... I mean, the
Johnny Depp?
The guy in it. The guy who becomes the walrus.
Justin Long.
I love Justin Long. And he's the guy.
Is he in Jeepers Creepers?
I think he's the kid.
That's a very bad movie.
He's got that tattoo of a rose or whatever. That's the end. They're like, that's how you know it was him. But I think he's in it. I love Justin Rose.
I like him too, actually. He's really good. Yeah. And I didn't hate Tusk. It's funny.
And you'd love him in Dodgeball.
Is he in Dodgeball? That movie's very bad.
What do you mean you'd love it? Jeff told me.
No, he didn't.
You'd love it.
Jeff got some... Like, we can't talk about this. We've talked about this on this show. We're not talking about Jeff and Dodgeball ever again. That's it!
Gotcha.
I'm putting a moratorium on Dodgeball.
What would you say...
But maybe if we did sports movie.
During the interview, when... She's clearly lying about the whole thing, but he goes, so there's a gap in your resume. What can you explain the gap in your resume?
I was in Mexico with my church group.
Yeah.
Look, if you're a fucking fake person on this interview, don't put a fucking gap on your resume. You're lying anyway. Just fucking lie.
But that's the next part. What would you say? If there's a gap in your resume, what would your first lie?
Dildo cannon. I invented one.
Just saying. Oh, you invented one.
Tinkering around.
I thought you were just going to stick with yelling it over and over until you were pulled out of the office.
I am the inventor of the failed inventor, apparently, of the dildo cannon. So,
you know what I would do? I would suck up. I would be like, oh, I spent a year studying for your position, but they said you're the best, so I figured why even bother apply? And then I'd look right at him and I would wink real hard, and then he'd be like, I got a dildo cannon in my car.
Let's team up.
That's stole from this guy, this idiot before you.
Previous interviewee.
Yeah.
Just carrying it around in his backpack. Like I was going to hire him. He brought a backpack.
I could not, I could not do just that whole interview. The whole job. it just made me think like I could not do a customer service job ever.
Well,
like,
I mean,
if
I could-
anyone
I-
was getting, I almost said ratty. Like, no one getting ratty with me.
You trying to get ratty?
If anyone was getting rowdy with me, I'd be like, I don't care. Like, I want to talk to the manager. Yeah, me too. And I would just leave and never come back to the job.
Yeah. So
don't
when
give a fuck.
at my previous job, I was a department supervisor, and I dealt with like the deliveries department, and like one of the last like in the last couple weeks I was there, I had this woman on the phone, and she was just fucking yelling at me, and like just pissed about like not having something and all this stuff and blah blah blah. And I'm just listening, and I'm like, okay, well, we can do this. And she's like, after she spent, I don't know, 10 minutes yelling at me and me trying to fucking calm her down, I was like, okay, we can do this and we can do this. And she's like, oh, why didn't you tell me that before I yelled at you? I was like, you were yelling at me. Am I going to interrupt you and stop you to tell you? Like, no, I'm going to let you fucking sit here and yell at me. Like, what do you want, dude? Like, I'm going to fix your fucking problem.
I think you got to sneak behind them and rub their shoulders and be like, no,
I was on the phone.
just keep going. No, I know. Okay, well then you
That's
go.
the problem.
Then you go and find them. You
Oh,
say,
I have their
hey,
address.
Hey,
It was deliveries.
Yeah, hey, real fast. What's your address? Okay, I'm gonna be right there. And then you charge them. Like you're gonna be angry, so they're running, and then you tackle them and,
Yeah.
and rub their shoulders.
I did also
Now
get...
they won't know how to respond from the physical exertion, and then you calming them down.
Yeah.
So they're gonna try to call the cops. You don't let them call the cops.
Now, in that same
you
job...
actually muffle their mouth. I'm gonna walk you through this. Muffle their mouth.
I'm going to muffle your microphone.
Throw the phone into bleach. Okay,
That
You're
is
gonna
not
need a
gonna
lot
do
of bleach.
anything.
If you don't have bleach in the trunk of your car, you're fucking this up.
Look, it was
want me to keep
it was
going?
a fucking hardware store. Of course I could get bleach. Look, anywho, I also at that
Uh-huh.
same store got the contact info of a famous podcaster.
Okay,
They
you already had my number. You know what I'm talking about. Play us off. I broke. Okay.
no, yeah,
Okay,
so like
at some
he
point-
bought some mulch and
Back-
I had his address and email address and phone number.
Back to the movie.
Yeah.
So at some point when they're in the robbery, they're saying, "Show me where the money." Like they're like, "This can't be all the money. Show me where the money is."
$70,000.
Yeah. Show me where the money is. Show me where the money is. And I just kept going, are they not going to do it? Really? No one's going to yell, show me the money. I'm like, you're tiptoeing too
No,
close
it's a
to it.
different kind
So-
of movie
so-
than that.
So once again, my mind kind of went off and I was like, if I made this movie or if I was in this scenario, it would be you and I on the floor. We'd be listening to them. We'd be like, man, I hope we don't die. And I would just start thinking like, are they going to say, show me the money? I think I'm going to say it. And you'd be like, dude, just don't. And I'd be like,
Don't fucking say it,
I'm gonna
dude.
yell out, show me the money. I know it's risky, but this might be the last hurrah. You know, we got to do this.
And then I'll say you had me at hello.
No, I would
we'll
say,
do it.
show me the money, and they shoot me, and then you stand up and like do the slow clap, and then they shoot you.
Because I'm fucking annoying.
That's how we're gonna.
So I have a question about the same thing. When they like go to the vault and there's only $70,000, and then James
she
Franco,
goes, and this is gonna go fucking perfect. That's when he knew it was gonna go awry. Because anytime someone elongates a word,
no, when and then James Franco is like, look, I can show you, but the fucking alarm's about to go off if I
show
don't
me
do
the
this.
money, yeah.
So what he did though is then he went and got in all the drawers
All
where
the
there was money, where there was
fucking
money in the drawers that they didn't touch.
No. They said there might be like 10,000 in petty cash. That they did mention that in the drawers, but I
They
mean,
didn't get it.
That's nothing to scoff at.
I agree. They scoffed.
So here's the thing. Why
Please
did
show me the thing.
Why did James Franco trick them into going to the vault thing?
Because he's a victim and he wants to kill them. He wants
why?
them dead because he's one of the victims. He's one of the ghosts.
Is this a thing about how victims become the agitated? They become the very thing that
Victims become the victimizers. I don't think this movie is smart enough to have that kind of social commentary because it's a bad movie.
Because it's foul.
Let me ask you a question, okay?
Foul.
Um,
That I didn't realize till I was spelling it that there's two ways to spell foul. Because earlier when I spelled it with a W, I thought I was correct.
no.
Fuck.
Yes.
Just edit this whole thing out. Just edit me out.
Hello and welcome to... We're starting over.
Okay with that.
All right, so
there was just so many dumb parts in this. Like bam, X marks the spot. I'm like, okay. No one talks like that.
when
to
the
themselves
safecracker when he
and-
was
or
when he
out
was
loud.
but also he
If
did
you-
nothing to figure out where he's just like it's this kind of safe.
This safe cracker. I have another hypothetical. This moment, if you need a vault guy, how do you find him? Like this second, right now, gun to your head. How do you find a vault cracking guy? Like how do you stumble across that?
Well, number one, you watch a lot of the lock-picking lawyer videos on YouTube. A lot of those. You watch a lot of those.
I know what
That's how you start.
I think the way that would like I have no idea.
Soldier of Fortune magazine.
I think what I would type on Facebook, I would be like, "Hey, need an actor to play a guy who might look like he cracks vaults." And I feel like you'd get so many responses like, "Well, I don't know about that, but my cousin like
My cousin cracks. Yeah, no, you
you
post
get a
it
lot
on,
of my friend robbed a bank once and he knows the guy." I feel like that's
you'd
the
post
quickest
it. No,
way
you'd
you
post
get
it
a
on Reddit,
response.
and every single comment would be like, "Well, I'm not an actor, but
Yeah.
like everything would." That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think
the internet in 2021.
You
It's
really-
like not your question, but I got a story to
but
tell.
I got an opinion that
just
relates.
barely related. Yeah, no, that's true. What did you think about that safe guy? Actually, hang on.
What about how different it is from the town when he's like he's
yeah.
in her face like yelling at her like, "Open it! What's wrong with you? Why is this so hard?" And you're like, "Have you ever watched The Town? You got to be nice to her. You got to grab her hand and
Yeah.
calm her down."
Yeah. Do you want to get into?
You know what? Vinegar doesn't get anywhere, Mister Not Honey.
You want to get into some tropes?
I guess I don't know. If that's what we're here for.
I mean, it's literally the show we're doing. All right, trope one: young, dumb, and full of cum.
I say no, but they are young and dumb.
Right, but no, still
So
no.
no, because
I gave
there's
him a no.
There's no like rookie trying to catch up, and there's seniors or anything.
That's
like that.
right.
So I just wrote young and dumb.
You got to hit all three.
Yep.
None of them were pregnant. And the brother had just jerked off.
Michael.
He had just jerked off.
Michael was a bit of a bitch. I don't think he had anything.
All right. Is there a wildcat?
No.
No wildcat. No
one
Pappas.
gets. You know what? I would be happy if we complete the season with a no every time for Pappas.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I gave it a yes on one already.
Did you? Which one?
I think I gave it a yes on the town. Hang on, let me look at my
Really?
notes. I have them right here.
Who would have been it in the town? Who would have been wacky enough?
Oh, I don't have it in here.
I don't think we've had a Pappas yet.
Oh, there it is.
Because on the first
no, I
episode-
got one. It says Pappas in the town.
Who
I
was
gave
it?
Renner the Pappas.
Oh, okay.
I gave Renner the Pappas.
All right.
That's-
Now that we have that established, I don't think we're gonna have another movie that we're gonna have a Pappas. I'm not giving. That's the one thing I'm not being stingy on. Yeah.
You're not giving walks.
No.
No
And
walks
as
on
you know-
Pappas.
As you know, I love walking people.
I do know
I love
that.
Walking. I grab old ladies, walk them across the street. Grab old men, walk them across the street. Hell, I'll even grab an old lady and walk her across the street. You
Thank
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. All right. Utah falls for a girl in the gang.
Stupid.
I breezed right past it. On to the trope.
Let's go
And I
back.
said no.
Let's go back. Let's acknowledge me for a second.
I'm going to take that as a no.
What was the other one?
Utah falls for a girl in the gang.
No one falls. The only thing
No one falls
close
for anyone.
was like Michael for the Susan.
No, the sister falls for the fucking trick of the ghost to go into the fucking vault and unleash all the other ghosts.
Okay, I kind of forgot about that. Like
dumb as shit.
I was a little bit doing other things when I was watching this movie. Like, I don't care. Sorry, everybody. That's
All right,
my
number 4,
confession.
adrenaline junkies.
Only, but whatever drugs that first sister's on. No, I'm giving it a no.
Also a no.
Yeah.
You got any frenemies?
I think they were amongst themselves. I think the sisters were frenemies.
I'm
so I
not going to
said
argue
yes.
with you, but I said no.
I get it. That was a
Thought
lot.
they were just assholes.
After 4 no's, I'm like, all right, we gotta steer this a little bit.
Well, yeah, okay. 50-year storm. I got no 50-year storm.
The one thing that catch up, the money. The ghost
No.
Franco leads them down. That's one.
No one caught him.
That's the one thing that'll get them caught.
No. I can't
Okay.
with you on this.
I-
You're gonna
I-
give this fucking shitty non-Point Break movie like
No.
4 tropes, and I'm
No.
gonna lose my mind.
No, I think that one was earnest. That was the first one. I was like, oh no,
All
yeah,
right.
because he tricks him to go down there. So
I
yeah.
got no 50-Year Storm.
Okay.
Bodhisattva, spiritual perspective on their way
Yeah,
of life.
You answer.
No.
I'm saying yes because they were spirits.
God.
who attacked-
Look, I'm proud
Just
of
dumb enough.
I'm proud of how many tropes I gave this movie, so I'm not gonna change mine. But that's a good joke.
I kind of want to change it back now that I made the joke.
Nope, it's canon now. All right, what do we got?
Oh my god, mass. Yeah.
Somebody stop me!
Yeah, they had fireman mass, I guess.
And the 1982 wore masks,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the ghosts had the bags on their heads.
Real fast. Now they all
a
ripped
shitty
off
movie.
the 3 guys. They ripped off their fireman masks, kind of for no reason. Like at the beginning, like if they were getting attacked, you get taking them off. They kind of just took them off.
Yeah.
like there wasn't really anything going on. Now, even though they were clear, they were fireman masks, so in a camera it would be hard to see.
You wouldn't be able to
who-
see their
who you were.
faces.
How mad would you be if you went in and 2 of you didn't have masks and 3 you did? Wouldn't you be like, hey, listen, we all take our masks off? We either all got masks or we don't, and since the plan calls for us to come in casually, no one gets masks.
Or they go in looking different enough. Like the thing about it is though, like
she had the wig, and then she took
and then
it
she
off.
took it off.
Why?
I think they wanted a reveal of like, see, she's in
She-
disguise too.
But we got
like,
it.
It's clear it's a fucking wig, dude.
But the other sister didn't, so
no,
what's
she
it
was just a
matter?
fucking junkie the whole time.
Yeah, it just didn't make
Oh,
sense with the
boy.
wig. Like
What
she
a bad
she,
movie.
she ripped it off, and you're like, okay, that whatever.
All
Just
right.
dye your hair later. But yeah, the mask thing, I'd be like, no, absolutely not. You guys take off your mask right away, and maybe that's why they did it. Maybe that was the
Yeah,
agreement.
maybe. All right, the heist goes wrong. Number 9.
Well, yeah,
yeah, heist goes
of-
wrong almost
because of the
immediately.
spirits.
I mean, not just because of the spirits. It goes wrong anyway because there's only $70,000 there.
Yeah, multiple reasons.
All right, Vaya con Dios.
No one lets her go.
That's a no for me
No,
too,
because-
buddy boy.
Because Tom finds him. He's after him.
God, what a shitty movie this was.
It was just like this is another problematic. No, you got to watch it though. Not because
Yeah.
we told you to, because like no, it's worth watching so you can talk
Oh,
about
I
it.
don't know.
Worth watching so you can talk about it.
So,
Why?
no Utah, no Bodie, no Point Break.
Yeah, it's 50-50 for me.
You gave it 5?
I'm aware.
Are you serious?
I wanted to go back on the spirit one because I got the joke.
Jesus.
I'm okay doing 4-10. I think that's reasonable. 4 out of 10.
Jesus.
Somebody stop me from voting.
So wait, are you or no?
I'm doing 4 out of 10. I don't.
4? Okay.
The
So we
Spirits
got a
was dumb joke
30%
I really
movie.
wanted it to do.
We got a 30% movie
Yeah,
because I gave it 2.
I'm thinking that besides the bank robbery, frenemy thing, like Point Break really stands alone.
Here's the thing.
Besides the giant franchise
mean-
that's copying it.
Yeah, and this is like
But it's not copying it. It
no,
branched
it's
into
its own
something
thing.
else.
But no, here's the thing. Like, so it's Point Break is its own thing, and it's early in the season. We still got a lot more movies to watch before we can really determine. But like, I'm feeling less and less like Point Break is a keystone.
No, it's not.
like that's where I'm at right
I don't
now.
think it's gonna
like
be.
it's just like
That's okay.
it's its own unique
Zach,
thing.
Zach, here,
I don't know.
Look at me so they can't hear us.
No, no,
Dude,
No.
we got to do a whole season
No.
about Point Break. That's
no, because we had to
tight.
watch this movie.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
tight.
tight.
We get to
Actually,
talk about Point
you know
Break.
what?
It's fair.
This is a good time to cue up the clip I have. I have like a 30-second clip.
All right, you ready? You want to
and-
set it up for us?
Yeah, this is during the movie The Vault, and, and this is a part where this is entirely the reason I picked this clip is because it's based on you seeing it. So just go.
Why don't you like talk us through it while I play it?
Okay,
How about
yeah,
that?
Okay, that'll work too.
Okay.
Okay, so the guy is in the basement, and this is the first time you're about to see the ghost.
The safe picker.
Yeah, the vault guy. That's a
He
ghost.
sounds snory.
Ooh, ghost. Now, what they're looking at on the security cameras, and they're like, they can't see the ghost, so what's going on here? But that guy sees the ghost there.
What's he looking at?
What's he looking at,
What are
they
you
ask.
looking at?
It's the whole thing's building up. Now, this is really important that you see this clip, because you're not going to get it unless you're seeing it.
Get the fuck upstairs with the others.
Oh, man, they must think it's someone who got away. But
thought it was a
it's-
hostage.
But really, it's a ghost. See what I did there, Zach?
I just want to say something that I think is really important. In regards to this movie, I think this is really important. This movie fucking sucks.
I couldn't find the clip I wanted to show you, so I just settled for this thing where I'm like, man, they're not even going to get this thing unless they see it. I'm like, we'll just play that one. That'll be funny. That'll be
I
funny for me.
mean, we could have waited. Like, we weren't in a rush to start.
I was in a rush to make this dumb joke. I laughed.
Okay.
I had a great time. Now, when they're in the bathroom
Okay.
and
Okay.
going back just a
Okay.
little bit, just a tad, because it's like in the first half hour. Now, when Michael, Susan has to pee, the teller, and then he takes her in the bathroom, she goes, I don't want to pee in here. I need to go to the women's room. So he goes in with her, and she's like, I can't pee with you pacing
That
around.
scene sucked.
I don't get this, Zach. You have to explain it to me. He leans on the sink, and you think he's going to turn on the faucet so she can help
Yeah.
her pee. He just goes, neither could I. Was he trying to piss in the sink, and then he couldn't too? What was that scene?
Yes.
Besides the finger dropping out of his anus.
It was all those things and
What
more.
was that really him trying to pee? Why did he
don't know.
pause, not turn on the water, sigh, and then say me neither?
I don't know.
It seemed like he was trying to take a piss in the sink. If I'm wrong, I don't know what that scene was. And if I'm right, what a weird thing to do.
I don't know what that scene was.
Okay.
I mean, it was bad. I know what it was going for. It didn't work. It was bad.
There was
that's it.
There was just a lot of things that I think they could have took in a different direction. Like when when Susan, once again, she's talking to V, and she's like, "You're not gonna believe me no matter what, but there's ghosts downstairs from 82," and tells the 82 story. And V's like, "Oh, I'm not buying it, but I think it was a good attempt." You're like, it just seems fictitious. This doesn't seem like the script is written poorly in this manner, like with the dialogue.
Yeah.
She's not biting where, I don't know. I think if I was in the middle of a bank robbery, Zach,
Yeah.
I think that I would be so scared that if someone told me a ghost story, I would immediately believe them. That's why I think it's fake. Because I'd be like, oh man, do you think we should start sacrificing people for the ghosts? I think in any situation, I might start sacrificing
No, the
people.
fact that you
Anyway.
the fact that you said that as though you were revealing something about yourself, yeah, I know you would. What do you mean?
I think ghost stories have credit because I don't know. Do you?
No, of course you do. You believe all of that ridiculous. You're like, oh yeah, if you told me to join this cult, I would just do it.
Here's
because
the problem.
that's who
Here's
you
the
are.
problem, and this is what I want you to really get about me.
Yeah.
It's that if I'm scared, the fear is coming from something. So why is it not credible that I would believe these stories because you scared me?
You just believe them. It's just that's it. You
But
just
you
believe
feel
them.
it deep down inside. You're like, see this goosebump? I'm talking about it, and I'm getting goosebumps. Look at these. I almost said goosebumps, but they might as well be.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah.
You can't just say hell yeah and look away and be doing something else.
No, that's exactly what I was doing, and you can't just call me out on the show for setting up the next segment of the show.
No, it's because you said hell yeah. I'm watching you. It wasn't like you're like, oh yeah. You said, oh hell yeah. You made it so much bigger when clearly you didn't give a flying fuck. They didn't know what you were doing, but they could tell you're being sarcastic. You fuck.
Well,
Fuck this movie. I don't like it.
all right. I'm never gonna think about this movie again.
I like James Franco though. He's always good.
He's fine. He's
always
fine.
good.
His mustache was bad.
It didn't fit in. Like I said, watching
Yeah.
this movie, I'm like, yep, something's not right because
They
he
didn't
doesn't
have
look-
to make him look like a 70s guy.
No, yeah.
He could have looked like the cop. The cop could have been from the 80s too.
Wait a second. So that detective, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why on earth? Number one, why did they make him a drunk? That didn't play
Nope,
into anything.
nope.
Him drinking.
I feel like he had a bigger role before they made it
Yeah.
a ghost story.
Yeah, so they show him dumping a whole flask into his cup,
Yeah.
as in that would be one Dixie cup full of liquor, so you'd smell it. So the teller does make a joke. She goes, "It sounds like you've been drinking," instead of, "Oh, I can smell that whiskey in your cup of whiskey that you're holding."
Yeah, that you just took a swig of, and
So-
when you invited me to happy hour.
So he goes outside, and they're acting like they're staked outside. Like what?
Yeah,
but why?
because of the fire.
Because of the 82
'Cause there's a
robbery?
fire.
So they just monitor it.
No,
always?
because there was a fire.
But why are they outside?
I don't know.
Why, because clearly he was on tape.
I don't know.
Zach,
I
I'm
don't
starting
know.
to think this movie didn't make sense.
It's a bad movie. All right. So, are you ready to?
Do we have something?
We do.
I thought we did. We already did the break points. What
No,
else
we
could
did-
we possibly do, Zach?
Well, let me tell you something.
these shows work
And I
in
didn't
this
tell you
system?
this before, so this is a
Ooh,
surprise.
spooky.
Are you ready?
I'm getting ghost bumps.
We've got a voicemail.
Oh fuck!
Are you ready?
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
This is cheating for me.
Are you ready?
This is cheating.
No, I'm always gonna listen to them before you. Always.
All right, I gotta wing it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Are,
getting.
are you ready?
Getting ghost bumps.
Are you
Go.
ready?
Hey, this is Jeremy Renner, longtime caller, first-time listener, and I was listening to the episode about Point Break. Is this what I sound like? No, the episode about The Town. Great film I was in. And there's a part where your anti-hero Chris, he says, if I were to even look at a dye pack, it would explode. And I'd just like to say, if Chris would even look at me, I'd explode too. Anyway, love what you're doing. Please send me any money you get. Thanks. Bye.
So that's our voicemail that we got. I'd like your reaction to it. I also have a question.
Are you telling me that you and Hawkeye talk on a regular basis?
No, it's a voicemail to the show line. 513-239-7682. Call and leave your own voicemail to play on the air.
What do you think he meant? Do you think he thinks I'm hot?
Yeah, I think he was saying that he would like jizz everywhere
Oh man,
if you looked
Hawkeye?
at him because he's
Like-
horned up.
My question to Hawkeye is that what was the character choice? Like I get it, you miss your kids and everything, but like why trim the side of your hair and get the pompadour so big to assassinate people? Like, cause that's where he took
Look,
his
I know when
grief.
the
I
like
just don't
Ronin
understand.
storyline. No, I thought he looked badass.
Yeah, but
I thought it was badass.
I don't know about badass. I think he looked tight.
I'm sorry. What
think
I
he
meant to
looked
say. I'm
tight.
sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was
Like
I thought he looked.
T-I-T-E.
I thought he looked radass. You like that? You like that?
Here's the thing. There's no way. Just going back to Jeremy's call. There's no fucking way that you could
Mr.
look
Renner.
at that thing without it blowing up. Like it would 100%. Like I think yeah. I'm very flattered. Thank you so much for blowing up.
Big listener, Jeremy Renner.
I think, Big J, in another life, I think we could have been something. But I think if you're going to give fake names,
What are you fucking standing him?
what's that mean? What?
We should be together? Like, is that what you're saying right
Yeah,
now?
I think, no, in another life. He was saying in the song, he was like, we should be together. And I'm saying, I had you give me some real deets on your pad.
And I can't see it all.
Oh, you do a good Dido.
I really enjoy Dido. I have 2 Dido CDs. I like her quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
she's
just
good.
gonna leave me puzzled and with the old dick in my hand.
So do you wanna also do a question? It's
we
specifically for you.
got what the hell's happening?
Well, I have a question
You're really
specifically for
putting
you.
me on the spot. No,
This is from-
I can't say I don't love the attention.
This
but-
is from
Gunker.
listener Tim.
fuck.
He says, ask Chris which 5 wrestlers would he rob a bank with?
Oh, that's too much to answer off the top of my head for an audience that probably doesn't know wrestling.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
here's the thing. I think that if you named any wrestler, I would give you the exact breakdown of what would happen with me and this wrestler.
What he would do as would he be the demolitions expert
Yeah,
or the car guy,
This
the
is
wheelman?
This is really hard. And once again, anyone who doesn't watch wrestling is going to be really bored. I think John Moxley, because he's a fucking wild card and he's a tough son of a bitch.
Okay.
Also, Cincinnati native, like one of the most
What-
popular Cincinnati native
What
wrestlers.
role does he fill in the crew?
He's the wild card. He's the Jeremy Renner.
Pappas?
Yeah, he's the Pappas. He's the one that you just he's unpredictable. Your eye is always on, and you don't want to fuck something up because he would bite someone's finger off, kind of thing. I think you need. I think not that I would want this. I think you need a trustworthy guy like Hulk Hogan. That you're just like, or like a John Cena.
He'll fuck your wife on like a video and like talk about how he like ate too much
You need the
sushi.
big friendly guy, the one who's intimidating, so you know he never hurt you, but he's real comforting factor.
His wispy mustache.
I think you need like a Rey Mysterio, someone that's real like junior heavyweight kind of
so
thing.
you're like all eras. You're going like all the way back to the 80s. This is great.
I'm just thinking about hitting because I don't want the same.
And I don't know anything about wrestling, to be fair. So
yeah, I think you throw in. I think Chris Jericho has great seniority. I think you would throw him in as the playmaker. He makes the calls for everyone. He makes sure the plans are working. So he's the Bodie kind of thing where he's regulating everyone.
Oh, he runs it. So you're not him. You're not Bodie.
No, so he's really
Who
good.
are you?
I'm just there. He's had 5 wrestlers.
Yeah, but you're part of the crew. You're robbing the bank with
Utah. I don't have a mask.
Oh,
I'm just
shit.
I'm like, come on, Jericho. Like, we got to get out of here. Like, that's what I'm doing. And as far as the last guy, I'm kind of thinking like another big muscle guy, but I'm gonna throw in. Gosh, I think I'll throw in a wild card. And who's
Rob Van Dam.
Because he'd just be fun. Yeah, he's the showman who's just fucking signaling himself. He's the guy that you can leave behind because he's gonna get caught. And
He's the
too
guy
high.
who writes on his butt.
You know he really paints his fucking dress attire, right? He really does those dragon
I don't know
yin
anything
yang
about this.
the spray paint shit. He does that on.
I don't
really
know
makes
this. That's
those.
just that was
These
just a
are facts.
shitty wrestler
No.
whose name I knew
Rob Van Dam,
from 2002.
You changed my mind. Rob Van Dam, because he'd be sitting there doing the RVD thumb thing, and you leave him behind to take the heat as you guys all escape.
He's too dumb to know anyone's names
he's too
when
high.
he gets caught.
He's like a big weed advocate, so he'd be so high he wouldn't care.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
That's a good answer.
Off the top of my head, those are my 5 wrestlers that I pick. I was gonna say Darby Allin because he's also a bit
No one knows
unpredictable.
who that is.
Yeah, he does a cough. I know. That's what I'm
Darby
saying.
O'Gill and the Little People?
No, he does a cough and drop thing. He's like he literally, his finishing maneuver is really unique because he just does a backwards dive where he doesn't look where he's going, and you're like, that's crazy because he's done off balconies. You're like, he's a crazy little. He's like a skater kid. But he's neat. But anyway, like I'm going to Rob Van Dam. You leave Rob Van Dam.
Don't touch my Rob
With his
Van
fucking
Dam.
hand-done singlets. So there you go. There you go, Tim. Thanks for your question.
That was a good
had
one.
Nothing to do.
No, that was a
with
good
the
one.
Vault.
Well, no, it's not going to have something to do with the vault. He doesn't even know. Like,
Sorry for everyone who doesn't watch wrestling. Anyone who watch wrestling, you can fight me on this shit. Like, that's also off the top of my head, so you get a better list.
no, that's good. That's a good list.
There we go. I love the Rob Van Dam part.
I named the one shitty wrestler right now. I was going to say, like, Jeff Hardy or something.
No, I just love Jeff Hardy.
I know you do.
I wouldn't do it with Jeff Hardy. I want him to stay clean and stay sober and do his own thing. Jeff, love you so much. You do your thing, baby. Another life, we're gonna be together. That's gonna keep doing the ghost bumps in Another Life thing.
Yeah. Well, I like that. That's a good one.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks for those great questions / voicemail. If you've got a voicemail, if you've got something you want to say to us,
just Google the number and we'll Gmail it back to you.
All right. Well, thanks for listening this week. We'll announce next week's episode on the Monday mini episode, Lasagna.
Tune it in.
Tell your friends about us, and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. We are at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook, and at Keystone Copycat singular on Twitter. If you've got something to say, you can email us at keystonecopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 513-239-7682. Be sure to check out Sinclarity, A Dinosaur's Tale every Friday at dinosaurspodcast.com. And until next time, I am Zach, and he is...
Please.
Don't rob a bank with a wrestler. It's a bad idea.
Love you, Jeff Hardy.